Valentine's Day is near, and we're gonna celebrate like it's 1537. The history of Valentine's Day begins with the Roman celebration of Lupercalia. Annually, on February 15th, this purity festival, among many other traditions, would involve men of high rank and class running around half naked, whipping women to promote fertility. And men would pick names of women out of a jar, and that's who they'd be matched with for the rest of the festival, or even the rest of the year. But love was soon to be problematic in Rome. The year was 268, and Claudius Gothicus was emperor. He had led many unfavorable bloody wars, and he believed that married men made poor soldiers. So, he banned all Roman marriage. At this time, Catholic priest Valentinus was still marrying couples in defiance of Claudius's ban. As word of this got out, Claudius was enraged and ordered that Valentinus be put to death, first beaten and then beheaded. Years after being martyred in 496, Valentinus was declared a saint by the Catholic Church, and his skull can be found in Rome's Basilica of Santa Maria in Cosmedin today. So before I get to less bloody Valentine's Day history, let me discuss what I'm cooking up here, this Tudor strawberry tart. I'm using a 1545 recipe to make the crust. This comes from the Proper New Book of Cookery. The recipe calls for 3 cups of flour. I'm using whole wheat flour. A cup of water that has a pinch of saffron in it. 2 egg yolks and a stick of butter. So that I'm just going to mash together to make this pie crust, this pastry dough I should say. Little fact, the whips that were used by men during Lupercalia were known as februm, which means to purify or cleanse, and this traces to the word for our second month, February. Luckily, we use the Latin versions for the names of the month, rather than the Anglo-Saxon, where the second month of the year would be known as Solmonath, or Mud Month. I'm just going to trim off this extra pastry dough, and add some holes and dried green peas to make sure this pastry doesn't puff up. And I'm going to repeat this process because I'm making 2 tarts. And in the meantime, let's talk about Valentine's Day in literature. The first literary mentions of Valentine's Day, being for lovers, was written by Geoffrey Chaucer in the Parliament of Fowls sometime in the 1380s. In this poem he writes, "For this was on St. Valentine's Day, when every fowl comes there his mate to take." And then, of course, there's the lovesick Charles Duc d'Orléans, who, while held up in the Tower of London, imprisoned, wrote the first Valentine's letter sent to his wife. The letter read, "I'm already sick of love, my very gentle Valentine." Lest we forget the literary legend William Shakespeare, who in Hamlet writes Ophelia's line, "Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning bedtime, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine." Centuries later, romance writers discover Fabio, and history's made. So, as the pie crusts are baking in the oven at 350 degrees until they're golden brown, I'm just preparing 2 different methods of our filling. I chose to make strawberry tarts because the strawberry, according to the ancient Romans, was a symbol of Venus, the goddess of love. So for the one tart, I'm adding in ground ginger, some dashes of cinnamon, mixing that in with pureed strawberry. I'm going to add that to the already baked tart crust. Going to sprinkle on some sugar, and hopefully that will dehydrate just a little bit in the oven. And when I take it out and add some red wine, that will absorb it. For the second tart, I am slicing the strawberries, and I'm going to do a pour over of the red wine, sugar, and spices. And the other difference with this tart is the crust I made with enriched white flour. And the recipe for the filling here comes from the Good Housewife's Jewel, which was published in 1585. Now while I lay out these strawberries, let's talk about that love-struck menace, Henry VIII. Henry really was a man who loved women. In fact, there were 6 women that he really loved. Henry could be playful with love. When he first met Anne of Cleves, she was in a bedroom at Rochester Castle, and Henry came in disguise, grabbed her, embraced her, and gave her a kiss. Not knowing who this heavy-set man was, she was polite, but not warm. This left Henry embarrassed, and was the beginning to the end of their romantic relationship. That relationship at least ended better than Anna Boleyn's or Catherine Howard's, who Henry had beheaded. See, he was a lover of women, but if he was suspicious of adultery, that was another story. A man of passion, Henry VIII, in 1537, had Valentine's Day on February 14th, recognized by royal charter as a public holiday. Now, Henry did not just blindly choose February 14th as Valentine's Day. It was actually the day St. Valentine was martyred. Back to the tarts here. You can see I'm not gonna use all of this red wine mixture. I just know that that will be way too wet if I do that. Now this one I have low hopes for, but we're gonna see. Adding some wine, I'm gonna mix that in. That's a sweet red wine, by the way. And put these back in the oven. Let's see how they fare. Alright guys, first version of the Tudor strawberry tart. Let's give this one a go. It's good. The crust, the pastry needs a little bit of work. I don't know if I think I should have rolled it out just a little bit thinner. I think it's just a tad bit too thick. The strawberry with all the spices, excellent. The little bit of red wine, it's good. It gives a little bit of dimension to this. But again, it is a little bit soggy on the bottom of the pastry dough. I'm gonna rate this tart a 6.5. Not because of the flavor is excellent. If I had to rate that aside, maybe about a 9. But the crust, that pastry dough definitely needs some work. So averaging it out, 6.5. Okay guys, so for the second tart, the one that I pureed, it's soup. It's soup in a tart. I'm gonna try this with a spoon because this is gonna be messy. As you can tell, that is nowhere near solidified, but it smells excellent. Wow. So that's good. So the flavor of that is even better than the first. That's really, really good. So a few weeks ago I made the dish full of snow. If I had that with this, game over. Just, that is like the perfect dessert. Wow. As for a tart, terrible. I don't know. Please tell me what you guys think. Some kind of way to fix this. But the flavor of this filling is just awesome. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe and let me know what historical recipe you'd like to see me make in the future.